and two friends of. That's a total of eight. We had seasons of Beverly Hills. I think Kathy's first season. We had 10 people, eight regulars and two friends of. So it is possible. Garcelle leaving brings us to a total of seven. If we don't fire anyone else, I think we need to bring in at least two people, at least. Maybe three, and maybe we'll have 10 again. 10 is too much for me, but if this crazy rumor is true, one person is fired, one is demoted, and a friend of is leaving. The only thing that makes sense to me, look, I know you guys hate her, but we're not getting rid of Kyle. It's like all those years with Teresa. One day we might be talking about getting rid of Kyle, like Teresa has a real chance now of leaving. But Kyle's not going anywhere. Dorit just gave us the season of her life, and now she's about to go through a divorce with PK. And it's going to be nasty. So she's not going anywhere. And Bo's just got there. I know a lot of you think her corporate experience doesn't translate to Housewives. I agree. I know a lot of you don't like her anymore since the whole Garcelle thing. It doesn't matter. Bo's just got there. And it's always, always, you have to remember this. The unknown, if someone has unknown and we don't yet know who they are, and they had a good first, second, third season, and there's more there, they don't get fired. That's why I thought Crystal should have stayed, but that's just me. But anyway, Bose, there's so much we haven't even got under the surface of the car. By the way, Bose and Kyle are texting, so that's interesting. But I think that that even supports my theory. So Kyle isn't going anywhere. Dorit is about to have a bloody divorce. She's not going anywhere. And Bose is new. So if this is true, somebody's fired, somebody's demoted, and a friend of is leaving, is also fired. The only thing that makes sense to me is that Erika is the person fired, Sutton is the person downgraded, and Jennifer Tilly, the friend of, is leaving. Erika, we've heard these rumors that she may not be coming back. I still don't know if they're true, but that last scene with Tom Girardi is it just I can't get that out of my head. We stopped filming and we had 6 months later or 5 weeks later, we did the closure of Erika's story and Tom being sentenced. Do you understand what that means? Erika's overarching 9, 10 years on the show is Mr. Girardi's takedown. That was her, that is it. That is what her existence has become. She offers more. I get it, but that's the big story, like Teresa and the brother. So for them to have this thing, what a way to wrap this up. Today was Tom's sentencing. I'm getting goosebumps talking about this. And they picked cameras back up 3 weeks later. I can't get that out of my head. So to me, if someone's fired, it's Erika. If someone is downgraded by process of elimination, it has to be Sutton. I mean, I like Sutton, but think about it. She has the wealth. She really does contribute a lot. She does. But what do we have for a storyline? Avi, who may not even be working for you anymore, a horse named Santos. There's not, if you think about it, a personal storyline that's really there for Sutton. So I don't know if this is going to happen, but if this crazy casting rumor is true, which people are swearing by, Sutton has to be the one downgraded. And with Sutton downgraded, I mean, Jennifer Tilly was brought on to support Sutton because she didn't really have a lot of allies except for Garcelle. You don't need a friend of to support another friend of because there's no storyline if you're a friend of. You just pop in and give little one-liners and get into fights. Sutton could contribute. Sutton could contribute a lot as a friend of, but we no longer need Jennifer Tilly. We don't need her to support Sutton at that point because a friend of doesn't need to support another friend of. So if that rumor is true that somebody is fired, it's Erika. If somebody is downgraded, it's Sutton. And if a friend of is gone, it's Jennifer Tilly because she no longer has any ties to the cast except a friend of. And we're not going to have a friend of to be a friend of another friend of. But we're going to have Kathy Hilton, well, because she's the sister of the main star of the damn show. Crazy casting rumors. I don't know if it's true. TBD. We haven't addressed that. It's been out there for a while. PK, let's find out the truth about PK's new woman, Shayna Wall, who may or may not really be his new woman. But did you hear this? We haven't addressed this. She was at PK and Dorit's wedding all those years ago. So the interesting thing is, PK was in Beverly Hills, walks out. Some people were saying it was the Cipriani's in New York, which I was like, this doesn't look like New York. It was Beverly Hills, and he walks out, and then he kisses Shayna. They met, But by the way, what I also think is interesting, Shayna that night was at the bar at Cipriani's with none other than the one and only, the one, the only Joanna Krupa, RHOM. You guys know Joanna lives like in the Hollywood Hills. She was there with Joanna Krupa. Interesting, right? So, what a small little world we live. So, that's the truth about the girlfriend. She's friends with Joanna Krupa. But really, and look, he clearly has a type. By the way, PK and Joanna Krupa would be nice, but I don't know if Joanna would go for him. But it turns out that PK and Dorit's wedding back in, I think, 2015, 2013, Shayna was there when she was dating Ryan Seacrest, which I find so interesting. Now, they both claim, PK and Shayna, that they didn't know this. I guess I believe it in a sense. I mean, PK can't know all of his wedding guests. You know, Ryan Seacrest is there, but not who his girlfriend was at the time. And PK and Dorit weren't famous at the time. So the fact that Shayna was at a wedding and didn't realize it was PK, I guess that's true, although maybe it's not. But she was at the wedding, and I think that is so interesting. And based on some research I've done about her, I found out the shocking truth that, shocker, I'm being sarcastic, she likes to date men with money. Well, Ryan Seacrest has real money. PK, I'm not sure. I have to go into this whole deep dive another day about PK and his finances and how Boy George is involved. And this divorce is going to get ugly. Just moving on to very quickly, I think it was interesting. Andy was on Howard Stern, and I mean, Howard Stern is such a fucking genius. And I love how Andy, who is just, he runs the show, puts these housewives in their place at a reunion. Andy is like a little fucking church mouse when Howard's asking questions. I mean, Andy didn't want to answer any of these questions. You got to go find this clip. And Howard is just like, yeah, this is the Howard show. So he said, do you really think Kyla's a lesbian? Thank you, Howard. I mean, we've all wanted to ask that. We all know she is, with Morgan, not putting a label on it, but she's in love with Morgan. Andy said, oh, I don't know. You know exactly what it is, Andy. And TBD, and he thought it was such a big deal that she told her daughters. I know, I'm as bored about that show as you guys are. Then Howard did bring up Shayna Wall and PK and say, man, life is good. It's a man's world. For everyone who thinks Howard is misogynistic, get over it. That ship has sailed. He's the greatest guy ever. And that's just his shtick. And Andy is like, yeah, meaning, I guess, like, Shayna's gorgeous and PK. Well, maybe not. And Andy said, I'd love to see Dorit walk in next season with a hot guy. So would I. I would love to see Dorit date some hot guy. I think she is absolutely gorgeous. And he said that he wants Garcelle back. And when it came to Brandi Glanville, he said, I feel like sometimes, you just come to an end with some of these women. So shocker, we're done with Brandi Glanville. We have tossed her out like yesterday's trash. Not nice. Anyway, there you go. Like I said, just a very quick hit. I do want to do a longer show on PK and Dorit's finances because I've started a deep dive on that. And I'm going to do another show on Kelly Dodd and Teresa. They have some business together, and all is not what it seems. Not to leave you on a teaser, but I'm going to investigate this business. And I've already started, and I got a lot to say about it. So, love you all. Love you all. Quick hit on a Tuesday afternoon. We'll do another one of these later in the week, maybe two. And go listen to our chat with Lily Taylor. You know her from more movies and TV shows than you think. I love her. I love all of you. Have a great Tuesday. Really good episode tomorrow. So enjoy. Bye.